Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. I'm actually going to be explaining to you how to negotiate a better price for your Amazon FBA product, because a lot of people have issues with negotiating their price or not knowing how to negotiate. I have a really good method of doing this that works for me every single time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through this. Just to give you an overview. There is more detail, but I'm going to give you the overview so you can go ahead and go and get some quotes and negotiate a better price. So there are a few things you need to just remember while you're negotiating, and I've kind of put this into three different I guess areas. Now, the first is gratitude goes a long way. Now, that's basically means please and thank yous, and just saying, thank you for your time, thank you for your reply, thank you for your quotes, thank you for sending me the pictures. What we're trying to do here is build a rapport with our manufacturer, okay? A rapport, again, goes a long way, and gratitude, if we show that we're thankful for them spending the time giving us a quote, then when it comes to negotiating, then they're going to feel like they have a better connection with us, and they're going to want to try and help us. They're going to want to try and negotiate a price. That is really important. Gratitude goes a very long way. Just be kind, be courteous, because I'm not sure if many of you know about kind of Chinese culture, but within business and Chinese culture at least, say for example, if you were to go to a business meeting in China, now for them, they need to accommodate you. You're a guest in their country, and they want to show you a good time. They want to, not that much of a good time, but they want to show you a good time, right? They buy you presents. They it's not about business first. It's about accommodating you as a guest first, and then business comes later. Now, with negotiating with a supplier, we can't often do that. We want to get a quote, right? But what we can do is build a rapport over a few days, over a few different emails, so that we can negotiate in the future, right? So we're not going to go negotiate straight away, and that leads me on to I guess the second point, right? The second thing you need to remember is that you are not the boss. When you're approaching the supplier, you are, I'm Johnny from purchasing, or Jonathan from purchasing, right? And then from the company. I am not the boss, I am not the decision maker. And the reason that's so important is that in a lot of sales environments, you'll see this when we go to buy a car or anything like that where it's commission-based structure, right? Normally, the person that is selling the product to you, they decide the price of the product. But they go and check with their boss, because if the boss says no, basically they're saying no, then they don't put themselves in a confrontational situation, right? Or they don't put themselves in a bad situation. It's their boss is the bad guy and they're the good person. So you always want to be the good guy, and your boss is the person that is negotiating the price. So always remember that instead of saying, I would like to get a quote, I would like to do this, can you send me this? It's us, we, right? So we are looking to get prices on. We are looking to sell. Could you send us? So that is really important. Always remember to keep that story up, because that's what's going to help you negotiate the price in the future, okay? The third thing is you want to make them feel special, and I have a very good way of doing this, and it all goes down into what I would call, I guess, the drop close, is when you're actually going to negotiate the price. So let's go into this in a little bit more detail, okay? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get quotes from loads of suppliers, right? Just go on Alibaba, find the product, and just message the same message. It doesn't have to be different, literally the same message to every single person. Of course, I have templates for this in my course, but you send one message to every single person, like 30 different suppliers. You wait for a lot of them to get back. Wait for like 10 of them to get back to you, so you can start to have an idea of the price range people are quoting, but also the price range compared to the quality of the product. So some of the qualities might be better than others, so you will put them in a little kind of spreadsheet and just look at the price, okay? So that you're going to have an idea in your mind what that product is worth on face value. Because if you have the same product, one supplier is saying it's $5 a unit and the other is saying it's $2.50 a unit, then you know that it's definitely not worth $5. Right, so that person is really throwing a high quote at you. So you can either dismiss them as a supplier, or you have you have great negotiation tactic. However, if there is that big difference between the two different prices, you're very unlikely that you're going to half someone's cost. So you can try it, but it's probably not going to happen. Now what I do is I take all of those and I pick like the top three, right? The top three suppliers that I actually want to work with and the prices are good, right? And this might take a bit of to and fro, it might take a few days to get this quote together. And this is really important. Do not negotiate at the beginning. Get quotes for the units, the shipping, the logo design, the barcodes, the the packaging if you're having packaging. And just keep that back and forth going. Always be appreciative. Always have gratitude. Always say you have to check with your boss. So what you're telling your supplier is, I'm gathering all this information so I can take it to my boss, and he or she will make the decision as to what supplier we go with. Right. So you're gathering the information, building a rapport while you do so. Once you have that quote, again, you have not negotiated at this point at all. You've just asked for the prices from all these suppliers, okay, from your top three suppliers in detail. So you have a really good list. You're then going to take that away and just leave them for a couple of days, right? Don't reply to them. Just wait. And this is so important that what you'll find is that a lot of your suppliers will then message you and follow up with you. Now that's perfect because you want them to want your business more than you want their product, okay? In any negotiation, you have to have leverage, okay? And you want them to want your service, you want them to want your custom more than you want their product. And that's going to be super important for the next message you're going to send. So once you have your price and you say, cool, say for example, the unit price is $4. What you're going to, and the shipping and all that sort of stuff is certain amounts. You can go into this with your own example, right? So this is the message that I send. I go, whatever the name is, thank you again for your time. Again, gratitude. My boss has identified you and 2 other suppliers as ones we would like to go with. However, the other suppliers do have cheaper prices. Kind of new line. I would like to recommend we work with you as your communication has been great, and I believe a good working relationship is important for continued business. So what you're doing there is you're making them feel special. You're saying, hey, your communication has been brilliant. I really appreciate your time. I want to work with you, like I want to work with you, but my boss is going to choose the people that are cheaper. So then you say, if you're able to match the other prices, I will recommend we go with you with my boss. Okay, so you're going to personally recommend their company as the manufacturer to go with to your boss. Okay. Next line. For full disclosure, here is the quote or the quotes that we've received, and just make it up, right? Take maybe 15% off the price. I did this and I got 10% off the unit price. And that was the cheapest I could find for the highest quality product as well. So when you compare that price to the price of other suppliers with the same product, I was getting it $2 cheaper per unit. You then look at things like packaging. So I managed to half the price of packaging. I managed to take 5 cents per piece off the label, and the shipping I kept the same. But that's a significant saving when you're buying hundreds of units. So put your full disclosure, put your quotes in of what you'd like to sell at, and even just slightly lower. So take 10 or 15% off the price. If you're doing packaging and logo, take a few cent off of those as well. Don't make it too drastic. And then just send it back to them. Say, look, I look forward to hearing your reply, and I look forward to working with you. Kind regards, Johnny, purchasing, whatever. And then what you'll find is that they're going to come back with a negotiated price. And they'll say, hey, look, we are happy to match this price. Thank you so much for recommending us. We really like to work with you, okay? So what you're doing is you're saying, look, we like you, but you're not special, and you're certainly not the cheapest. So we will go with these other people that are cheaper, which have the same quality product. However, I want to work with you. And you're going to do the same thing to 3 suppliers, right? They're not going to talk to each other, right? But you're going to do the same thing, and what you're going to do is you're going to get cheaper quotes. Now, if you're happy with those quotes, go ahead and just buy straight away. However, you can do the same thing again. It depends on if you really want to be cheeky. Say, hey, look, thank you ever so much for that quote. One of the other suppliers has gone a little bit further under, 10 cents a unit under. Can you match that, and we can do a deal straight away? And again, you're creating urgency in that sense. You're saying, look, these other people, we're going to go with them. They are 10 cents cheaper. We're going to go with them. Look, if you can match this now, we will shake hands, and not physically. We're going to do this straight away, and we can do a deal. create some urgency. And again, it's all about your boss says, we want to go with this one. Your boss wants to this price. Your boss can only spend this much money. And that's how you're going to negotiate. The other thing you can do, and this is a little tip just to add on top, a few of them might come back and say, hey, we can match that price, but you need to buy 100 more units so that we can ship it more efficiently, for example. Again, always be aware that that could happen, because again, that is a great negotiation technique. So instead of ordering 150 units, you order 250 units, but you're able to get a cheaper price. And actually, in hindsight, you probably will use those 300 units or 150 or 200 units, whatever. And so that, again, always keep that in your back pocket so that you can say, well, if they don't bring it up, you can bring it up saying, okay, well, maybe you can't get to that price, but can you get to that price if I order another 100 units initially for the trial order? And normally what they will do is they'll come back and say yes. If you've done everything in these steps, if you've made them feel special, if you have given them gratitude and mutual respect, right? And also if you have claimed not to be the boss and not the decision maker, this should all work for you and you will get a cheaper price on your quote. And again, like I said, the example that I've got here that I wrote down for myself is that when I compared two products that are exactly the same quality, one supplier, I had it at about, I think it was just over $5 a unit, just for the product itself. And then the supplier that I'm actually going with, I should be buying the product, I think this or next week. It's $3 a unit for exactly the same thing. Sorry about that. $3 a unit for exactly the same thing. Which is crazy discounts, right? Crazy discounts. I've also managed to blag, I don't know how I've done this, right? Well, I've used this technique, right? But I've managed to blag the packaging cost, half price. The logo cost is a 25% discount. And the shipping cost was already the cheapest out of all the quotes I've got. So when you combine those things together, just think about that extra money is more money that you can spend on PPC. It's more money you can spend on giving away products and stuff like that, because the more profit you have, the quicker you can make it back. So you're always going to try and get a cheaper quote. Now, just remember, guys, don't negotiate straight away because you're not going to get anywhere. Like they'll just say, no, we can't do it. Okay, you've got to build the rapport. You've got to have gratitude. You've not got to be, the decision maker. You've got to make them feel special. And then once they want your business, you then negotiate, right? That's when you have the leverage to negotiate. If you do it before then, unfortunately, you're not really going to be able to do a very good job at doing it. Always leave it till you have the leverage. They want your business, then you smash them with the offer. All right. Hopefully that helps you out, guys. If you go ahead and you try this out and it works for you, leave a comment down below with what percent you managed to negotiate your price on. And if you want to learn this stuff in depth and you want to have all of my my templates and everything like that, and my whole process end to end for how to set up your company, how to find a product, how to find a supplier, how to ship it, how to create your product listing, how to do advertising, all the advanced techniques and ungating and stuff like that, then the first link in the description is my full Amazon FBA course, which you can opt in for, which gives you private access to the Facebook group and a whole bunch of other stuff. But if you really want to learn how to do this end to end, then I would highly recommend you get in there as soon as possible, because the sooner you do it, the sooner you can start making money from Amazon FBA. That's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if it's been useful for you. Subscribe if you're not already. Turn on notifications so you know when I go live. And of course, leave a comment with what you think of this video and if you've got any tips that maybe you think other people will benefit from that have worked for you. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.